Shout out to everybody, subscribers. Don't forget to comment, like. Shout out to my Sagittariuses. This is a Sagittarius season and all that good jazz and all that. Uh, this is a great discussion that I came up with, and this is specifically, if you're into the R&B, old school, Motown, um, particularly, this is for those, Motown fanatics, those Temptation lovers. I want you to get into this and let me know what you think. This is a healthy debate. This is something that I came up with, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. This is an album versus album. What album you think solidified basically like is hit worthy, or what was the better album? Okay, this is, for my Temptation lovers, 1967 and 1968. We're going with their album Temptations with a Lot of Soul. We're going to talk about that album, and we're going to talk about I Wish It Would Rain. So this should be a great, great debate. And I would like to know. So we're going with this right here. We're going with this. And then we're going to go with I Wish It Would Rain. Two great albums. A lot of hits. Probably can't see that. Probably can't see that. But whatever. A lot of hits, right? So we're going to start with a lot of soul. Because this album really put the Temptations to me where they were supposed to be at. Um, you know, we could talk about before, with Get Ready and all those, those type Getting Ready with Temptations, those type of albums. We could talk about uh, the Temptations sing Smokey, but this album in particular is like to me where Temptations were really locked in, and they became like they were on the money. So we got side one, I Know I'm Losing You, Ain't No Sun Since You Have Been Gone, All I Need, Loneliness Made Me Realize It's You That I Need, No More Water in the Well, Save My Love for a Rainy Day, and then we got side two, Just One Last Look, Sorry Is a Sorry Word, You Are My Everything, Now That You've Won Me, Two Sides of Love, Don't Send Me Away. Incredible songs. Um, to me, like, these are like hits, right? Like certified hits. I know I'm losing you. Every time I hear that, like just that, dun, bam, bam, like I think Cornelius Grant did that guitar intro. Um, Now it's interesting because that guitar, um, it seems like as if it's a riff that's slightly similar to Otis Redding and Carla Thomas Tramp. They got a song called Tramp. And Steve Cropper kind of did um that riff. That was kind of like, I think that was like 1966 or 67. It was right before Otis Redding's death. But I find it interesting. So check out Tramp by Otis Redding and Carla Thomas. That was, check out that guitar. It's like in the middle of the record. Uh, there's like a breakdown. You hear the, you know, boom 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 boom. Then you hear dun, dun, dun. It's more like rockish, like bluesy rockish. This on I Know I'm Losing You, this is more of like a, it has more of like a swing to it. So that's just a little Easter egg right there, right? So I Know I'm Losing You has kind of like became one of my favorite Temptation songs. Every time I hear it, just that bass. You know, I'm a big bass guy, right? And that's one of my favorite bass lines of the Temptations. Um, Ain't No Sun Since You've Been Gone. That is a great one. I love that. That's one of my favorites. I think that's clearly, you know, that dun 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 dun. Like, who was doing intros like that in the '60s? Like on albums like that? Like who was really doing that? Like really unheard of. All I Need. I love that little dun 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 dun. That it's a unique um, song to me. It's very like you hear. It's kind of like You Can't Hurry Love in that sense with the rhythm with the drums, right? I love it. I think David does a heck of a job. No More Water in the Well. That's to me, that's premier Paul Williams. Like he's on his, uh, like he owns that song. Like every time, like for me, I'm like, No More Water in the Well. That's like every time I listen, I'm like Paul Williams. Like like he really grabbed that song and he like put his swag in that. Like he really like killed it. Um, Save My Love for a Rainy Day. That's a good one. Um, Just One Last Look is actually my favorite off the album. I say No More Water in the Well, Just One Last Look. Those, if I have to pick two off the album, I say those two. Just One Last Look. I love that the way that drum just comes in. That sorry's a sorry word. Word. That's a good one. There's some underrated cuts on here. Yeah. Now that you've won me, uh, two sides of love. Don't send me away. Like these are some. They're like besides like the hits off of here. There's some underrated stuff. You're my everything. That's every time I listen to You're My Everything, I think about the movie, The Temptations, like when Eddie was singing and then David came on stage at the club. Like that's like, ooh, goosebumps. It's crazy. I used to actually wear that movie out, like the VHS. Like I used to play that back to back, like nothing else existed. Like I always played that movie. I could tell you every line word for word. Uh, so it's a great album. Uh, like they were really like in a bag. So let's go to the next album. I Wish It Would Rain. I Wish It Would Rain. It's I have to say it's a little bit darker um than the previous album that I just talked about. Um, it's very like to me it's a bit darker. Like when you think about the theme of it, this was the last time that David actually put his vocals on with the Temptations on Temptations album. This is um, one of the writers actually uh, uh, you know unalived himself due to uh, some stuff going on in his relationship. Some infidelities, I think was with his wife at the time. So there's a dark theme over it in retrospect, but I think that's what makes the album great. Um, Unfortunately, uh, Roger Pennabeans, uh, uh, yeah, rest in peace to him. But this is also a great album. David Ruffin really gives his best on this album. I kind of wonder, right? Did David know this was going to be going to be his last time with the Temptations on an album together? Um, because knowing what we know as fans or as consumers, uh, you listen to the songs, you're like, did he know like, oh, this is gonna be my last project, I'm leaving? Who knows, right? Um, this is a great song. I really like this. Produced by Norman Whitfield, Cindy. Um, that's a good one. Smokey Robinson wrote that, produced it. I love that bass. Like, what an intro that, man. And then you got I Wish It Would Rain. Like that's like quintessential Temptations, right? David performance is just it really puts a cloud over the song, right? It's like there's no when you listen to it, it's like there's no sunshine or nothing. You just it's all clouds. Whenever I listen to "I Wish It Would Rain," I picture overcast, birds in the sky flying over. Um, I picture that. The I picture this the. It's like he's painting the picture of what it is like. It's just no, nobody can really do a song like David, right? Um, then you got "Please Return Your Love to Me." Eddie Kendricks on that. I like this song. This is one of my favorites. Um, I think Eddie Kendricks did a fabulous job with that. Like he really like did something different with it. "Fan the Flame," uh, read by Smokey Robinson. The "Fan the Flame." Oh, I heard this song so much in my childhood. Like this is like "Fan the Flame" was like always playing. Like that's like the one of the best songs off here. And my pops always tell a story that he actually had this in I think this came out when he was in junior high, and he brought this to school. This album, "A Fan of Flame" is a I love that. I love that. Like, wow, amazing song. Uh, David puts his thing on it. He who picks a rose. That's a good one. I like that. Then, 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 like, oof, yeah. You, I wore that one out. Um, why did you have to leave me, darling? You know what? It's interesting. I was listening to the bass on there. The bass doesn't really sound like Jamerson. I wonder if that was Bob Babbitt on the bass, or that was um, uh, Tony Newton. Because it's something different is happening on the bass, and I don't think that was Jamerson at all. Um, yeah, uh, this is a good song. I truly believe. Like, I think this is one of the first songs that Melvin Franklin actually sat down and really his first lead vocal. This song used to get worn out. Um, but I like how simple it is, how basic it is. Like they didn't overproduce it. It's just right. And what I find interesting is with this, um, originally Eddie Kendricks did the vocal, but they didn't use Eddie Kendricks. They did Melvin instead, and Melvin did a great job on that. I think he was really. I kind of feel like they could have given him like a little more leeway on some of the songs. Um, this is a great project. I love the song. Um, this is beloved, my beloved. I love that. Doom, 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 doom. I like that. Eddie Kendrick's uh, stellar performance. Um, then you got gonna give her all the love I've got. You know that to me, like that's like one of the best bass lines I ever heard. Like it opens the song. Like like I always play that bass line whenever I pick up the bass. Like I always tinker with that. Uh, Paul Williams. Paul Williams really like was really like to me one of the underdogs in the Temptations. Um, like he could like grab you um, with his vocal performance. Like if it wasn't David, if it wasn't Eddie, it definitely was Paul. Cause Paul knew how to deliver the song. You know, since like I Want Love I Can See, Don't Look Back, like you could hear those gospel chops in him. Uh, I like this song. I'm gonna give her all love I got. Great one. I've passed this way before. Uh, you know, it's crazy because Jimmy Ruffin actually did um, a version, and I remember hearing that as a kid. Um, but I like David's version a little more. And then, yeah, I like David's version a little more. Uh, yeah. And then you have No Man Can Love You, Can't Love Her Like I Do. This is a good one. Paul Williams ends the album with that. Uh, he said this is the last album to feature Smokey Robinson. Yeah, because Norman Whitfield kind of like blew Smokey out the water, and that was the end of that. Um, so yeah, that's the end. I don't want this video to go over 30 minutes. So tell me, out of these albums, which one was the better one? Was it um, I Wish It Would Rain, or was it Temptations with a lot of soul? A lot of soul, or I Wish It Would Rain? To be honest, for me, it's kind of hard. Um, I heard majority of the songs from Temptations with a lot of soul on the Emperors of Soul box set that was around when I was a kid. It had like four, I think it was like 5 disc. Had Temptations, had the booklet, um, and majority of the songs were on there. Um, so for the audience, which is the better one? Um, it's kind of hard for me to pick because for me, I love them both. You know, I wish it would Rain album would get played more. I heard that more, so I know all the songs. I know like practically the rhythm and all that. But hey, this is up for discussion. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, share with family, friends. Let me know what would you like better. What did you grow up listening to more? Um, share some stories. Uh, what you remember about the album, and then yeah. All right, appreciate it.